Time to pull up a chair. We've got another great story for you today in the rLounge. Some people just do whatever they want to do, despite being reminded 100 times, nicely and not so nicely. Today in the rLounge, when you get exactly what you deserve. Am I the a-hole for having my sister turned away from my wedding because she wore white? I'm a 29-year-old event planner, and I've been organizing my wedding for months. My fiance, a 31-year-old software engineer, has been great, letting me take the lead on planning since I'm obsessive about details. The wedding was set to be a big deal. 150 guests, a fancy venue, and a strict dress code. I made it clear from the start, no white, ivory, or cream. It's my day, and I wasn't letting anyone mess it up, especially not my 25-year-old sister. She's a social media influencer, always chasing attention. Growing up, she was always jealous of me. I worked hard to build my career while she spent her time posting selfies and chasing followers. Our parents are divorced. Our mom, 58, babies her and lets her get away with everything, while our dad, 60, just stays out of it. She's been a pain for years, like when she crashed my college graduation party to promote her Instagram, posing in front of my cake like it was her event. I've put up with her nonsense, but this wedding was mine, and I wasn't letting her steal the spotlight. When we got engaged, I sent out save the dates with the dress code clearly stated. I wanted everyone to know I was serious. She texted me, saying I was being extra, but I ignored it. I set up a group chat for family, including her and our mom, to share wedding details. I posted links to dress ideas and repeated the no white rule. She responded with a rolling eyes emoji and said it wasn't a big deal. I messaged her privately and told her to follow the rules or she might not be invited. She laughed it off, saying I needed to chill and it was just a party. That got under my skin, but I let it slide and focused on planning. A few weeks later, she posted an Instagram story about brides who think they control everyone. It was obviously about me, so I called her out in the family chat. I said if she had an issue, she should say it directly. Our mom jumped in, saying she was just expressing herself and I was overreacting. I shut it down fast. This was my wedding, not her chance to stir up drama. I told them both to respect my rules or stay out of it. She didn't respond, but I knew she was up to something. She's never been one to back down. As the wedding got closer, I hired a security team. I deal with events for a living, so I know how things can go wrong. Gate crashers, drunk guests, or people ignoring rules can ruin a day. I told the family that security would check everyone, and anyone breaking the dress code would be turned away. No exceptions. Our mom called me paranoid and said I was acting like a dictator. I told her it was my day and my rules. If she didn't like it, she could stay home too. She backed off, but I could tell she was annoyed. My sister didn't say anything, which made me suspicious. She's not the quiet type. At my bridal shower, she showed up in a cream dress. She claimed it wasn't white, but it was close enough to get everyone whispering. Guests were looking at me, waiting for a reaction. I didn't want to make a scene, so I stayed calm. After the party, I pulled her aside and laid it out. I said if she pulled that at my wedding, she was done. She smirked and said I wouldn't dare kick out my own sister. I looked at her dead in the eye and said, "Try me." She walked off, acting like it was a joke. I knew right then she was planning something. She's always been about pushing boundaries to see how far she can go. A few weeks before the wedding, I finalized everything. The venue was stunning, my dress was custom made, and had every detail locked in. I gave security a specific order. Anyone in white, ivory, or cream gets turned away. No questions asked. I texted her one last time to make sure she got the message. I said not to test. She didn't reply, but she posted a TikTok about overbearing sisters who ruin everyone's fun. I ignored it. I wasn't going to let her bait me into a public fight. I had a wedding to focus on. The night before the wedding, we had the rehearsal dinner. She showed up in a navy dress, acting all sweet and polite. Our mom kept going on about how mature she was being. I didn't buy it for a second. She's never been genuine a day in her life. I checked with security to make sure they were ready for anything. I told them I didn't care who it was, family, friend, or random guest. If they broke the dress code, they were out. My fiance backed me up, saying I was doing the right thing. He's seen how she operates and knew she'd try something. The wedding day was perfect. I woke up feeling like everything was falling into place. My hair and makeup were flawless. My dress fit like a dream, and the venue looked like something out of a magazine. Guests started arriving, and I was in the bridal suite getting ready when security radioed me. They said a woman in a white dress was at the entrance, claiming to be my sister. I asked them to describe the dress. They said it was white with lace, almost identical to mine. I knew it was her. She'd gone out of her way to copy my gown, probably thinking she'd upstage me. I told security to turn her away. No discussion, no second chances. She didn't go quietly. Security said she started yelling, saying she was family and I couldn't do this to her. Guests were staring, and some pulled out their phones to record. I stayed in the bridal suite, letting security handle it. My fiance was with me, and he said she was just embarrassing herself. I agreed. She wanted attention, and now she was getting it, just not the way she planned. I wasn't going to let her ruin my day. The ceremony went off without a hitch, and the reception was everything I'd dreamed of. People kept coming up to me, saying how beautiful everything was. A few mentioned the scene at the entrance, but I just shrugged and said she knew the rules. Later that night, during the reception, our mom called me. She was crying, begging to let my daughter in. She said I was breaking the family apart and being cruel. I told her she made her choice when she showed up in white. Then I hung up. My fiance and I danced, cut the cake, and had the time of our lives. The wedding was perfect because I didn't let her drama take over. By the end of the night, I heard she'd posted on Instagram live from the parking lot. She was sobbing, saying I humiliated her and ruined our relationship. The video was blowing up with her followers, who were calling me all kinds of names. I didn't care. She knew what she was doing. She thought she could show up in a white dress, look like the bride, and make it all about her. Instead, she got turned away and made a fool of herself. I'm not sorry. She tried to steal my day, and I stopped her. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole at all, Hero P. You warned her like 100 times, and she still thought she could pull a fast one. She played a stupid game and won the stupid prize, getting kicked out and embarrassing herself in front of everyone. You didn't ruin anything. She did that all by herself. Good for you for standing your ground and not letting her drama wreck your big day. Update. So my sister got turned away from my wedding for showing up in a white dress, and now she's trying to make it everyone's problem. I posted here before about how I had security stop her at the door because she tried to copy my gown and steal the spotlight. A lot of you said I was right to stand my ground, and I'm sticking to that. Here's what's happened since. It's a mess, but I'm not backing down. The day after the wedding, her Instagram live from the parking lot started getting traction. She was crying, saying I humiliated her and ruined our sisterhood. Her followers ate it up. By morning, my social media was flooded with hate comments. People called me a bridezilla, a terrible sister, even a bully. I locked my accounts because I wasn't dealing with that noise. I saved screenshots of the worst messages just in case I need them later. I posted a short statement on my private Instagram saying my wedding, my rules, and if people didn't get that, it was their issue. I wasn't going to argue with strangers online. A couple of days later, our mom texted me a long message. She said I was destroying the family by kicking her daughter out and that I should have let it slide for the sake of peace. She went on about how hurt her daughter was and how I'd gone too far. I texted back one line, tell her to grow up and stop playing victim. That shut her up, but then her dad called, trying to play peacemaker. He said we should all talk it out. I told him I was done with her games and he needed to stay out of it. He backed off, but I could tell he was annoyed. I don't care. I'm not here to make everyone comfortable. A few days after that, she took it up a notch. She went on a local influencer podcast, sobbing about how I betrayed her. She claimed the white dress was a misunderstanding and that she was just trying to honor me by wearing something similar. It was such a lie. Her dress was a near exact copy of mine, lace and all. She picked it to mess with me, not to pay tribute. The podcast host bought her story, acting like she was some tragic victim. The episode spread online and my friends started sending me clips. I laughed it off. She's out here rewriting history, and people are falling for it. It's pathetic. Then a gossip blog got hold of the story. They published an article called It Leaned Hard Into Her Side, quoting her podcast nonsense. They made it sound like I was some control freak who overreacted. The article got shared around and suddenly my coworkers were asking me about it. I had to explain the whole thing at work, which was annoying. I'm a professional event planner, and now I'm dealing with her drama bleeding into my job. I was pissed. She's not just embarrassing herself, she's trying to drag me down with her. The latest thing is, she's been messaging our mutual friends, telling them I've always hated her and planned to humiliate her at the wedding. Some of them bought it. A few unfollowed me on social media, and one even texted me to say her story sounded convincing. I called that friend out and said that if she believed those lies, we were done. She tried to backtrack, but I blocked her. My real friends have my back, and my fiance keeps saying she's just jealous and will burn herself out. I agree, but it's irritating to deal with. She's out there acting like she's the wronged party and is working on some people. Her followers are still commenting on my old posts, and the podcast keeps getting shared. I'm trying to ignore it, but it's hard when it's affecting my work and relationships. Now she's facing the consequences, and I'm not here to fix it for her. My question for you all is, how do I shut this down without giving her the attention she's fishing for? I just want to move on with my life. Final update. Alright, here's the latest on my sister's drama after she got turned away from my wedding for wearing a white dress. My last update covered how she was milking the situation with a podcast and a gossip blog, trying to paint me as the bad guy. Things got even wilder, but I'm still not letting her walk all over me. Thanks for the advice on shutting her down without feeling her need for attention. I'm just trying to move on with my life, but she keeps pushing. Here's what's happened since. She took things to a new level by sending me an email claiming she was suing me for emotional distress because I had security stop her at the wedding. The email was a complete joke, spelling errors, random legal terms like defamation of character thrown in, like she Googled them 5 minutes before. It didn't even have a lawyer's name or letterhead, just her name at the bottom like she thought that was enough. I was annoyed but not shocked. She's always been the type to make big threats to get her way. I showed the email to a friend who's a lawyer and he laughed. He said it was a total bluff, not even close to a real legal document. He told me to respond but keep it short, so I emailed back, "Go ahead and sue. I've got receipts." I saved the whole email chain, plus screenshots of her wedding stunt, just in case she tries something else. I'm not scared of her fake threats, but I'm not stupid either. I'm ready if she wants to play dirty. A few days after that, her followers started an online petition to cancel me. They said I abused my sister by kicking her out of the wedding and that I needed to be held accountable for my actions. The petition was posted on some random site and it got a few hundred signatures, mostly from her little fan base. I found out about it when a coworker sent me the link, asking if I'd seen it. I couldn't believe she was this desperate. My fiancé and I were cracking up over it one night, imagining her begging her followers to sign it. Most of her audience is probably bots anyway, so it's not like it means anything. He said to let it die out, and I agreed. Still, I took screenshots of the petition and some of the comments, like one that called me a toxic sibling who needs therapy. It's ridiculous, but I'm keeping everything in case her nonsense escalates. She thinks she's some kind of activist now, but it's just embarrassing. Then she brought the drama into real life. She showed up at a mutual friend's birthday party, knowing I'd be there. It was at a bar downtown, and I was having a good time, catching up with people I hadn't seen in a while. She walked in, dressed like she was ready for a photo shoot, and started telling everyone I ruined her life. She was loud, making sure the whole place could hear. She went on about how I banned her from the wedding and broke her heart. People stopped talking, and it got super awkward. A few friends looked at me, waiting for me to react. I wasn't going to give her the fight she wanted, so I pulled the host aside and said, "If she stays, I'm leaving." The host, who's known us both for years, didn't want the drama either. He told her she had to go. She flipped out, yelling about how unfair it was, then stormed out, crying and filming the whole thing for her followers. I stayed and had fun the rest of the night. Later, I heard she posted the video online, saying I got her kicked out of the party. Whatever. She made a fool of herself, not me. The host texted me after saying he was sorry it happened, but I told him it wasn't his fault. She's the one who can't act right. That was my breaking point. I was done with her dragging my name through the mud. My lawyer friend helped me put together a cease and desist letter. It laid out everything, her lies on social media, the podcast, the blog, the petition, and now the party stunt. It said she needed to stop spreading lies and harassing me online, or I'd take legal action. We made sure it was professional, with all the right legal terms, and I sent it by certified mail so she couldn't pretend she didn't get it. My friend said it's unlikely I'd need to actually sue, but the letter would show her I'm serious. She didn't respond, but a day later she posted a cryptic Instagram story. "Some people think they can silence me. They're wrong." I rolled my eyes so hard. She's not some rebel fighting the system. She's just a wannabe influencer who can't handle consequences. I haven't heard from her directly since, and I'm good with that. I just want her out of my life. Things are finally starting to quiet down. Her followers are moving on, and her posts about the wedding aren't getting the likes she's used to. I checked her Instagram out of curiosity, and her last few posts barely got any comments. Her whole world is her online image, so that's probably killing her. Meanwhile, I'm back to my routine. Work's going well. My fiancé and I are planning a trip next month. I've also cut off a few mutual friends who bought into her sob story. One of them tried to message me, saying we should talk it out, but I blocked her. My real friends have stuck by me, and my fiancé keeps reminding me she's just jealous and will crash and burn eventually. I'm starting to think he's right. Honestly, OP, she's just embarrassing herself at this point. She's an absolute clown. Normal people can see through it, and the ones who can't aren't worth stressing over. For real, imagine being so desperate for attention that you crash a party, film yourself getting kicked out, and still think you're the hero. Embarrassing behavior. You did everything right by cutting her off. You protected your wedding, your peace, and your future. That's what matters. Let her fade into irrelevance while you keep living your best life. How do you stay calm when someone's straight up lying about you publicly? Let us know below. Thank you for joining us today in the rLounge. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Until next time. And please put your chair back where you found it.